Okay, we should be live, hopefully. For anyone who is tuning into the VOD, hi. Down below you probably see a little bar that says when the actual, analysis starts. So you can just skip there and just get to that part. For now, I'm just gonna wait for people just to come in. Ooh, and also, as you can probably tell, my mic's a lot better than before. Because, man, I don't know what was wrong with my mic before. Now it's a lot better. I literally just took it off the mic stand, and now it's just like here. Pretty neat, I say. But okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna quickly sort some stuff out. Waiting for people just to join. Okay, cool. Now that's set up. Oh boy. Nice. Hello to anyone who's joining us so far. I hope you're doing well. I myself am doing well. I've been to just like ramble for a bit. I have been playing Bloodborne, right? And I've been enjoying it, The only issue I have with it necessarily is that hello Jeremiah Kawashi. I've seen you change your profile picture. Looks cool. I hope you're doing well. We're just gonna wait for people to just come in. Yeah, and I enjoyed Bloodborne. It's just one of the things that I don't necessarily like about it is how the exploration aspect is kind of not gelling well with the like boss aspect. Well, that's cool. Oh, that's cool then. I am a JoJo guy, but yeah, but I do like the way your profile looks. Profile picture looks. Sure. Then I guess try to do this. Okay. Did you see solo leveling? Solo leveling? No, I did. No, what does that mean? Are you hyped for Mass Effect 5? I mean, yeah, I am also like hyped for Mass Effect 5. I think after like Veilguard, I do think there are a lot of good things that are going to happen for Mass Effect 5 because I think the studio is in the right mindset. Oh, is that where your profile picture is from Jeremiah? Oh, that's cool then. I'll have to give it a look then. I have not seen it, but I'll have to give it a look then. Looks cool. Zerlson, oh my gosh, so you're coming in here with a bit of a slam dunk. Okay, am I excited for Mass Effect 6? I mean, obviously, right? For Mass Effect 5 and Bioware. Yeah, yeah. Because I do think, um, okay, just, also tell me, guys, if the, video or the streams are being a bit wonky. Okay, just, yeah, yeah, just tell me that, because, on the back end, it does say, like, there's some issues. So, yeah. But, no, yeah, like, Mass Effect 5 does look like it might be shaping up very well of, because of the situation. Okay, okay. Hopefully it stopped now, though. It seems like it says it's good on my end. Um, but hello? Am I working now? Oh my gosh. Does seem like it's working fine now, but that is weird. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna have to check. Okay, hopefully that makes it a bit better. That was weird. Okay. Okay, that should be fine now. Um, fine now. Okay, cool. So I guess just to finish my comment before I just continue onwards. No, yeah, right. I think like after Veilguard, and because I do think Veilguard could have been a bit better and whatnot, but like the fact that it turned from like a live service game to a single player game and to the kind of single player game it is, I'm like, okay, cool. Well, like it's pretty good that way, you know. Um, gosh darn it, dude. Why is the stream giving me so many issues now? Okay. Just tell me if you guys can hear and see me fine. Because, man, this is irritating me a bit. But, yeah. But, anyways, yeah. I was just wish it was been pondered. I was recently pondered if think of next leave. I don't know, Zerton. I think there is a component to it where a lot of people do, where a lot of people do want to leave Bioware because it is very negative. Okay, that's good then, Zerton. Because, like, it's not really great to be part of a studio where the default assumption for gamers is just like, cool, they're the bad guys. They're the bad thing, you know? We dislike them and hate them, you know? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hello. Hello. Okay, that works then. I just, I have no idea why my internet is giving me so many issues. No sound from you. Okay, no, yeah, I turned off my mic so you guys wouldn't hear because my mic stand isn't really working, and I think that may be causing issues for my audio stuff. Because last stream I watched it again and I was like, man, this sounds terrible, you know. So yeah, okay, cool then. Gosh darn it, man. Scuffed stream, you know. Who doesn't love some scuffed stream, you know? But yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. No, yeah, I mean, like, I do think it is a bit hard for a lot of people to be part of a studio or any, like, sort of company when the default assumption is, yeah, we hate your company and everything you stand for, and we will review bomb everything, even if it's not true and even if it's false, we're going to do it anyways. Which, like, yeah, it does suck that you have to basically be part of a studio that's like that. And it takes a lot of willpower to just stay with it, you know. And so I think a lot of people may just like leave because they just don't like that. Though I do think the more correct point is that a lot of the writers that leave BioWare are mostly due to laid off and then just not really happy with the sort of restrictions from EA, right? Like, I think it's very fair that at the time that David Guetta left, when he felt like they didn't really care about their writers because, you know, it was very clearly focused. It was very clear the direction of BioWare is going to go into a live service direction, and not really a direction of, yeah, we care, we want like to be a writers focused studio, you know, if that makes sense, you know, if that makes sense. Okay, cool. Nice. But yeah, we're just gonna wait for a few more seconds, but after that, then I'm just gonna start then. But yeah, Tigger asks, how are you, Zoltan? Hope you're doing well. Good, yeah. Um, Doing great. That's great to hear then. Now, yeah. Okay then. Well, I think it's been enough time as is. Right. Finished my second. Oh, nice, man. What a game, man. What a game indeed. Yeah, I'm still I've on my second playthrough I've finished meeting the first one. Oh, hello, Jonah Butcher. Hope you're doing well. I've just finished meeting the first warden, and I do like how the first warden changes their interaction with you depending on the faction you're a part of. So it's like, oh, you're a Veil Jumper. Well, then you get dialogue of him referring to you, like, hey, I've heard from your superiors that you're actually quite bad, you know. But I do like how it's a lot more personable. When you're I do like it's a lot more personable when you are a Grey Warden, because, you know, he's your actual boss, you know? I like that a lot. Um, yeah, that's it. Yeah, cool. But with that out of the way, I think there should be no more delay. Oh, that rhymed. We should get right down to it. Unless there's a tons of reactions to versus Rook's Wave. Yeah, which I like a lot, you know. Especially because, like, when I played a Veil Jumper, I did like the interactions between Strife and them, you know. Especially because, like, Strife is like, he's a pretty stand-up guy, you know. He clearly, like, does care about his other, like, Veil Jumpers. It is just the fact that he values and prioritizes the artifacts a lot more because they're kind of important, you know, which I like, you know. I like how each of the faction's leaders' disagreements with Rook makes sense for who they are, you know. It's not just like a one-size-fit-all, which I think is cool. Ooh, boy. Why is the stream giving me issues? Because they're kind of important, you know, which I like, you know. I like how Actions leaders disagree. Okay. Smoothie, as usual. Video to maintain smooth streaming. No data now. Oh my gosh. Is it really my internet? Man, dude. This must be a sign for something, you know? Oh. Oh my gosh, darn it, dude. Why is it poor now? Is not receiving enough video. Okay. I don't... What? Hold on. Is not receiving enough video. Okay, that should be fine. Seems so. Okay. Okay. According to my friend Oni, Veilguard elf can be stylish and their handfuls are unique. Which I do think that is cool though. I do like how the elves can be Dalish, you know, because that makes sense for them to be Dalish. Oh my gosh, darn it, dude. What is... Okay. Am I back now? Am I alive? I hate technology. Technology is evil. Pure evil, man. I have no idea why my stream is giving me so many issues. That's so weird, dude. Like, why? Maybe this is a sign. Maybe this is a sign for me to just like basically like get on the show. Otherwise, I'm just not gonna be able to cover this, you know. Bloody heck. Okay. For now, it's fine. But in the future, it'll probably be bad. So let me just finish up, and then I'll just get straight to it. Oh my gosh, the most scuff scream in existence. Because otherwise you can't really be Danish. The elf rooks are basically... Oh, is that what you... Oh yeah, I do think that is a bit of a weird thing that you can't really make your rooks, your elf rooks Dalish, you know? Because I do think that would have been really cool to have your other elf rooks like Dalish, right? And you can have like some little backstory stuff of like, hey, an elf Grey Warden rook was part of a Dalish clan but then left, you know. I think there could also be like some interesting synergy with characters like Davrin, who also is an Dalish elf, and you could have some interesting things go there. But yeah. Oh gosh, darn it. I am... Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, yeah. But yeah. Anyways, let's get back to it, okay? Because oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yo, Zoltan, I think Balara could fix my internet, okay? I wish she was here to actually fix my internet, man. Because, like, I'm just struggling. I'm like, I don't know why this is like this, okay? I've heard of scuffed streams, okay? But I'm like, man, I'm the most scuffed person ever, okay? Bloody heck. But no, yeah, yeah, howdy. Anyways, let me get right down to it. So, hi to those who, to those who are coming right now. We are going to go through this. Are we going to finish this all? Maybe, maybe not. But let's find out. So, this is us going through, you know, the ending of Veilguard. Let's see how far we go. And right at the start of, you know, we're walking, we're having some nice times, you know. You can see my character's giant ass, you know. It's like, okay, cool, nice giant sphere, cool paintings. And now, okay, where we're gonna go? Something steamy.
You came back.
I missed you.
You're the main reason I came back.
Smooth
now,
rook.
As I recall, we have some unfinished business.
And this is where I'm going to tease you all, okay?
It's a distraction. Do I seem distracted?
And I love the face on my rook, okay? Just like, turn. Huh? Oh. I love the smugness of this. The pure smugness, like, okay, sure, okay, Like, man, that happened fast, you know? I saw Meg Mage stream and I almost cried seeing her whole turn up. Oh, okay. Damn, your character is hot. I know, right, you know? And I find this so funny, you know?
Do I seem distracted? I don't know. I might need to...
And this is where I'm gonna stop. Okay, cool. Hopefully YouTube doesn't get me for that, okay? I guess my general thoughts on the romance for Tosh. I liked it, you know. I do think there was some issues with Tosh's character, because I do think there was a better... I think there was a better balancing between the whole, like, identity thing with the gender identity, and also the focus on the, like, aspect of being Kunari and also Raveni, you know? I do think there is a really good opportunity that could have been used to basically say, like, yeah, let's examine and go through this idea of how the Kunari view gender in a very different way, and how that sort of clashes with different cultures, and how Tosh, being in the middle of it, sort of tries to find their own identity. I think that is really cool, and I do like how it is executed in a lot of parts of the game. But I do think there were, like, better ways to do it, you know? Not that it was bad itself, but, like, there were some missed opportunities, you know? And as for the romance, I liked it, you know? I thought it was neat. Though I'm obviously not because obviously Tosh is positioned as the more, like, top-oriented person, that they're going to be the dominant one in the relationship, and obviously I'm not really into that. I'm either in a relationship, or have, if I do have one, would either be the one who is in the dominant role, or rather just it's just a casual thing, not a casual thing, but rather it's a thing where we're both, like, reciprocating and participatory in the sort of dominance thing, right? I'm not really a big fan of, like, being submissive, you know, shocker, alright. You know, the straight white man doesn't want to be a submissive dude, you know? I mean, put me in jail if you want, you know? But yeah, overall, I think it's a nice one. And I also do want to point out, because I find it very funny, is that through the entire game, Rook never gets a goddamn bed. Like, Rook has constantly just has a couch. Just a couch, you know? It's very funny to me. Unfortunately for you, man, you many rooms is being dominant, sorry. Yeah. Though I imagine Ballara's one and Harding's one probably doesn't have that. From what I understand, like, Nev's romance is mostly just her, like, Rook, like, I've taken a lot of bad jobs, but I'm not sure this is gonna work out, you know? It's like, oh, okay. Alright, I mean, okay, sure. You know? Ideally, not in jail. Yeah, not in jail, Robert Prince, not in jail. Yeah. Ooh. I also do like the fact that your romance companion does get another say in it, you know? Like, oh, you had, like, you know, the sex scene and stuff, like, but then you also get to talk to them afterwards, which I think, like, that's cool. That's pretty neat. A lot of romance is not about dominance and submissiveness at all. It's sweet and awkward. Yeah, which I think I'll like a bit more, you know? Because, whoa, shocker. I like Meryl a lot, you know? And while I don't think Ballara gives me Meryl vibes, I do think it's definitely in the... in a similar direction, you know, in a similar space. I'm never gonna stop talking about hair physics. Yo, man, just look at this quickly. Just look at this, like, dunk. Like, everything about the hair just looks really good, you know? It just adds this nice little layer of immersion that makes, like, the characters feel a lot more real. Ooh.
Keep expecting Harding to come by and laugh about something. She had the best laugh.
Yeah,
You get enough sleep? Should have let you actually sleep.
I'm glad you didn't.
Go to your room. I'll come by with tea to help you sleep. You want the lavender or the ginger?
I told you I'm fine.
Okay. But I still get to worry.
I do like that a lot, you know? Not just like the Harding mention, because, like, it is really cool to see how all the companions are, like, affected by Harding, you know? It's like, oh man, well, that sucks, you know? Hello, Lewis Washington. Oh my, indeed, you know? Yeah, DA2 did have really good hair physics, you know? Funnily enough, you know? Obviously didn't get to use it because I used default male and female Hawk, so... and they have short hair. Not a lot of physics you could do with short hair, you know? As you can see, mine hair doesn't really have what they call physics. Yes, I'm playing certain old games and other games last year and then missing the hair physics. Yeah, it does really suck, you know. Let me take a slight detour. Ooh. Ooh. So when you look at some of the hair for Dragon Age Origins, obviously, since I typed hair, it's obviously looking at, like, the mods, and I'm like, oh. But if you look actually, like, in the in-game hair, right? Like, okay, obviously, like, Alice's hair is not gonna really move that much, but, like, for the other characters' hairs, you know, it's like, you would expect some more, like, physics of being applied. Something more than actually just, like, something that's being glued on. And I think it's, like, fine to a degree, because depending on how realistic a game, it's okay. The more unrealistic or, like, cartoonish or unrealistic or simple the game looks, the fine the hair physics not being there makes sense. But the more, like, realistic it gets, it does sort of make it look a lot more awkward, you know? That's why you obviously see a lot of games that just have either near bald or very, like, what would the word? Short haircuts. Because then they don't really have to, you know, animate at all. So you're a DIY character. Yeah, I'm lanky. I'm weirdly skinny. I have short hair because there's no other long hair options, you know. I have a wispy beard. Like, I'm clearly a Dragon Age Inquisition character, you know. Spot on. Yeah, yeah. Static hair, I'll say. Yeah, static hair. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for being honest, you know.
The Antom and Ravane have gone berserk. They're killing anything that moves. Be a lot worse if the Dragon King were leading them. The lords have kept them away from cities and towns so far. You saved a lot of lives when you helped me put him down. Elgernon lost it after you disappeared. He raged about us killing Gillenane. Brought down a huge pillar of fire on the island. We barely got away in time. A lot of Antom didn't. It burned so bright that we all saw purple for hours. Turned the whole island to glass. Let me know when it's time.
And I like that a lot, you know. I like the idea that in a fit of rage, like, you could see Elgernon just displaying his power and just, like, absolutely destroy the entire island, you know. It's really good, you know.
I'm ready.
And also, like, throughout this entire, like, section, when your companions talk about their own quests, I'm like, it is nice that they talk about you helping them and, like, how it's affected them, you know. It's a very small detail, but these small details, like, do add up. Also, one thing I just want to mention is Tosh is, like, stacked full of money. Imagine if you had any of this kind of gold in Dragon Age Origins, okay? You'd be filthy rich. You wouldn't have to cheat at all. Yo, Halo reference? Yo, Glassing of Reach? What? Yo. Depression. me when I see mission objective autocomplete survive. Yeah, I find so dumb people saying your choices don't impact. Much like was the problem with Corypheus. The issue was he certainly like dude. Yeah, Ryan. You know, like Dav. Like, here's the thing, right? I can, if someone says I wish there was more choices in Dav. I mean, I won't disagree with him on that. You know, more choices is always better, Ryan. But like, Dav has like a good decent amount of choices. You know, it's really nice. And as for like threatening, like, I think like so on a scale of like villains that were very threatening, I think it goes like on the rankings. From bottom to top is Corypheus, Loghain, and then Elgernon, Gillenane, and then it's Meredith, and not Orsina, just Meredith and the Aeroshock. Because for the Aeroshock and Meredith, we saw them like throughout the game, and we saw their influence through it. Like, Dragon Age 2 made it very clear that a lot of the issues with the mages and Templars was because of Meredith. You know, we heard her name mentioned throughout, and when we actually saw her, she was a frequent character. We were literally conversing with her in her room. You know, and the Aeroshock, we also like talked with him like throughout the entire game. You know, up until the end of Act 2, obviously. And that's really good. Elgernon and Gillenane we get to see very frequently throughout the entire game, and their effects on it, you know, both in gameplay and like in a story sense, you know. And then we get to see them actually like voice acting and stuff. They're threatening, you know, and they're well written. It's really good. But then when you get to like Loghain is, I think it is. I'm not saying Loghain is bad because he's in like the third ranking. I'm just saying that like Loghain, we had like 3 cutscenes in total, and 1 conversation, and like technically 2 conversations, and him being a companion. But not a lot of people took him as a companion. So like in actuality, it's more like 5 instances where we meet him, you know. And he has a presence, you know. His voice actor is just like absolutely brilliant, you know. But he doesn't meet the same threat and urgency as the other villains do, you know. And Corypheus was just like not there. We've heard about him throughout like the Templars and Mages quests, but we just never really felt him in the same way. And then his big speech where it's like, I've seen the throne of the gods, and I've seen the throne, and it was empty, like something like that. I can't remember. And that was really good. It was an amazing introduction, but they didn't follow through on it, you know. Super hot take by Griffiths was actually cool. There's a lack of him, but the voice. Yeah. I completely agree, Zoltan. The presence, his setup was amazing. Like, hold on.
Move. Now.
Like everything about this, like, oh, the dragon, everything, and then when we actually get to his dialogue, right? It is just like the most coolest thing in existence. Coming out of the fire from a dragon that he controls, and he absolutely looks intimidating, you know. He not only just like in the sort of like red lyrium scar things, but like how his flesh just like conforms to his armor and everything. It's just like so beautiful, such a wonderful design, you know. Like, okay. And do you know for a fact that this dragon could just like immediately kill you, just like immediately destroy you?
Pretender, you toy with forces beyond your ken, no more.
Oh, pretender, you toy with forces you do not
Whatever
comprehend.
you are, I'm not afraid.
Words mortals often hurl at the darkness. Once they were mine, they are always lies. Know me. Know what you have pretended to be.
Oh,
Exalt the Elder One. The will that is Corypheus.
it is just so amazing, you know. Yeah, I approve it. Like there was more, you know. I did almost. Where you got bits of your side. Yeah. It is interesting, you know, because like I normally don't start with Templars, because when you hear from Dorian time travel magic, I'm like, okay, cool. I guess that's more threatening, you know. Whatever the tempers of the Templars, I guess it's bad, but like, come on, time travel magic, right? You know. But yeah. But it's cool that you do get it because I have done it before, and it is cool. Like I think Calpurnia has a lot more going for them than Samson. You know, Samson's cool, but you know, it's so good, Lewis. Man, I like how now after Veilguard it makes sense how he bound a dragon. Yeah, Ryan. Like I think that conceptually you can understand that like him bounding the dragon like does make sense in some way, but then you can see that from it's been a thing that's been happening since the beginning, you know, with the elven gods and whatnot. Personally, I like him as a villain. People want him to be more complex and mysterious, like the Octec Meredith Logain seems dumb, like villains don't. Yeah, Ryan. Like, I obviously, like, here's the thing for my take, Ryan. Villains can be like, I just want to be a big bad guy and literally God, Ryan. But, like, I think people have to understand that the issue isn't that that's a bad thing. The issue is that you have to make me feel like that's what he wants, you know? Real people have thought this, you know? Those who might not know, during the French Revolution, there was this cult that was formed, the cult of rationality, I believe. And the guy in the center just basically like, yeah, I'm basically a god now. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know? And so I think that is very important to remember that like people like that do exist in the real world. It just you have to make it feel believable, you know? And Corypheus, he feels believable, you know? Should have had more time to spend with him to really set it in, but I do believe him, you know? I actually sort of see how Octec and Corypheus visually rhythm with Gilly. Yeah. But like we obviously haven't seen because Corypheus was the disciple of Dumont, and the architect was the disciple of Euthemiel, and we don't really see them in the game, you know. But like they have a similar like sort of motif as their associated avant-gardes. He was a slaver and conducted like yeah.
You will kneel.
Oh,
You'll get nothing out of me.
You will resist. You will always resist. It matters not. I am here to anchor. The process of removing it begins now.
where's the scene? I want to see it.
It is your fault, Herald. You interrupted a ritual years in the planning, and instead of dying, you stole its purpose. I do not know how you survived, but what marks you as touched, what you flail at rifts, I crafted to assault the very heavens.
Oh, it's so good, man.
And you used the anchor to undo my work.
Oh, I need to see.
What is this thing meant to do?
It is meant to be the Empire in person. I found only chaos and corruption, dead whispers. For 1,000 years I was confused. No more world. Beg that I succeed. For I have seen the throne of the gods, and it was empty.
Oh yeah, beg I succeed, for I've met the throne of seen the throne of the gods, and it was empty. And I'm like, Corypheus, don't do me like that. It's like pure goodness, you know. Also another hot take is I hate Logain and how Logain's has characterization novels, but in the game, yeah. I think a bigger issue with someone like Logain is that maybe is that he's a lot like his motivations weren't really as well shown as in like other media, right? We get to see like why he dislikes Orlais and why he finds it so like criminal. But like if you're just a normal person who's just played Dragon Age Origins like once, like your only impression of Logain is that like, okay, Logain, you have this like conspiracy theory that like the Orlesians were gonna come get us, right? But like, what is your evidence, you know? Like it kind of makes it feel a bit unbelievable, especially because you don't really have the context for like why Logain says it. Like Logain's first the first scene with Logain where he addresses the Landsmeet is basically like, do you not remember when the Orlesians destroyed your lands and raped your wives? I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, but we don't have the same sort of emotional feel to it because we didn't see the consequences of the Orlesian Empire, you know? And there's only one origin that really does that, and while many people have done the human origin, it isn't really accurately depicted. You know, the Orlesian occupation in the game feels like it's more a... So, they occupied like any other nation would, and then they left due to a rebellion in said nation. We don't really get the context for that, you know? So I can see what you mean by that. I still like Logain a lot, but that's obviously because I have the context of not only reading the novel, but also hearing his lines as a companion, you know? But no, yeah, I do agree with you. Like, but I might like if you take some person who's never heard of anything related to Dragon Age, have them play Dragon Age Origins, and ask like, so, what do you think Logain's motivation was to betray his king? And so like for the Orlesian things, and then you can ask them follow up, do you think they did well? And he would probably say like, oh, it's fine, I guess, you know, which I think is like fair enough. As for how, I don't know. I like how just being a bit of a murderous ass, you know. Though I do like, obviously, I do think How should have been better as well. People think he is a cartoon villain. Just need to current. I mean, yeah, Ryan. Like, here's the thing. Like, whatever people may think that is a bit outlandish and was actually realistic.